Yeah, so like I said, I'm finally here. Got my notes and everything, you dig? So, like I said, I was gonna talk about it and just gonna run through it. This is the first album from the weekend I actually listened to. But I've been a fan of his first three mixtapes. And ever since then, I wasn't really, feeling a lot of his music. His debut album, I really didn't like it. You know what I mean? I never really got into it. But on this one, it was just something about it that made me actually want to like, all right, I'm gonna listen to an album from him because a mixtape is different from an album. So I went into this, open minded, but I kind of knew the things he talked about. I knew that he uh, dove in with drugs, sex, very dark, kind of mysterious, a mystique about him in a sense, and that's basically what I look for. And surprisingly, I fuck with this album a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of the shit, as far as what he was talking about, it related to me when I was in a dark place in my life. You know what I mean? But other than that, let's go ahead and talk about it. First track, Real Life. To me, it's about not being able to love nor get close to anybody, and definitely I can relate to that. I have a hard time. Well, I used to have a hard time with not being able to let somebody get close to me because you're vulnerable and you don't want to get hurt, so you do things to push them away. So I definitely thought that was a good track. Losers featuring Labyrinth. Um, Honestly, the lyrics on this is very risky, and I came back to it and listened to it. It's a okay track. It's pretty fair. You know what I mean? If you listen to it more than once. Going into number three, Tell Your Friends. Basically, it's just a song saying I am who I am. Go tell that. You know what I mean? You wanted to know about my lifestyle and things that I'm into. You dig? So I'm giving you a story to go ahead and showing my actions so you can go back and tell your friends about it. I definitely fuck with that. It's actually my favorite song on her album. I definitely like the video. Number four, Often. The lyrics are very vivid. He held nothing back. The beat was very dark. I definitely love that sample. I enjoyed the hook as well, and the vocals on here was on point. So I definitely had no problem with it. Moving on to the Hills. The line that I like where he said drugs started feeling like decaf. And if you know what coffee is, caffeine, decaf, yeah, put that together. And I thought that was very dope of him. I definitely like that record. Acquainted, to me, the lyrics are very refreshing. If you understood the song, you get the topic, the concept, then it is what it is. It probably ain't for everybody, but to me, it was refreshing. Going into "Can't Feel My Face," definitely got the Michael Jackson vibe. It's a great song. I can't knock that song at all. Definitely like the lyrics on it, and that's that one. Shameless and Earned It, didn't like them. End the Night is reminiscent of The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, then you already understand what I'm talking about. So I definitely felt that vibe on that song for some personal reason. But it was a great song overall. As You Are, this was my state of mind at 22. I don't need to go no further into it. Just the way I was feeling at the time back then, things he was talking about, the content or whatever. I definitely feel like I was going through that. Well, I know I was going through it. That's why it was my state of mind back then. You know what I mean? Overall, good song. Dark Times featuring Ed Sheeran. Basically, to me, what I took from it, um, basically love me for me. You know what I mean? That's what I got from the record. Definitely a good one. And a lot of people probably didn't like that song. Overall, when I seen it, I didn't know what to expect, but I liked that song. Prisoners featuring Lana Del Rey, great collaboration. You know what I mean? Addiction, feeling like a prisoner. Overall good song. I like that song a lot. You know what I mean? Definitely probably my second favorite song on the album. And the last track, Angel. Um, Basically to me what I took from it is wishing the best for ex girlfriend. And I definitely feel like for a man to, accept that the chick is gone and not coming back and you just wish the best for her, I definitely feel like that's a great thing. Not a lot of people can get over uh the chick once you lose them. No Chris Brown, but definitely a good record, man. Overall, this was a great project. I'm glad I picked it up. Definitely 8.5 out of 10. 12 songs out of 14 I enjoyed. Beats are 8.5 out of 10 as well. Definitely a good look. Definitely a great song. Uh, some of these features on here is pretty solid. Definitely would have liked to see Drake on it and a couple other artists, but Beauty Behind the Madness, I totally understand it. And like I always say, it's not about their personal life that you want to talk about. So I definitely feel like the album is the album. Whoever he dating, that's on him. But I definitely see the influence for the reason why we got the album. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. I'm out.